Hey guys! Welcome to my new channel and welcome to my new series, Cosplaying 101. In this series, I'm going to teach you the basics of cosplaying by taking you step by step through the process. And each step is going to be a different video. So make sure that you click subscribe so you can receive a notification when the next video comes out. Also, if you would rather read this and follow me on my blog, you can go to the description box below to get a link to the blog, and I'll have a more detailed explanation of each step. Let's get started. So step 1 is selecting a character. Step 2 is research. Step 3 is designing your cosplay and listing out your materials. Step 4, recon, and also gathering your materials. Step 5 is making your cosplay. Step 6 is test driving your cosplay and making revisions if necessary. Step 7 is making extras and props. Step 8 is posing. I don't know what to do with my hand. That's it. Step 9, I thought a braid was attached to it. Step 9, do not know how to hold my hands when I count. Step 9 is wearing your cosplay, and step 10 is washing and storing your cosplay. So let's get started with step 1. Some things you want to think about before you select your character are: 1. How much time do you have? How much time do you have to complete this cosplay? Also, how much time do you have to devote to this cosplay? Number 2 is your skill set. What are your strengths and what are your weaknesses? What are things that you can learn on YouTube? Your strengths are going to be things that you know how to do. So, do you know how to sew? Do you know how to do fancy makeup? Do you know how to do metalwork? Are you a blacksmith as your side job? I'm not a blacksmith. I wish. Then I could make the stormtrooper armor. Or I could make a knight's armor. Be cool. Yes. So the third thing that you want to consider are, what are your resources? Those are things and people that you have access to. One of my resources is my mom. She is a makeup artist, so she likes to do fancy makeup, which works out for me. Another one of my resources is down the street. I have what we call a swap shop, where people can kind of just drop off things that they don't want, and other people can come by and pick up things that they do want. One man's trash is another man's treasure, or another man's cosplay. Number 4 is your budget. How much money do you already have set aside for this costume, and how much money are you willing to spend? Number 5 is recognition. How big of a deal is it to you that people recognize you? Because if you want people to recognize you and they don't, it is a really big letdown. So, the answers to these questions will help you decide what character you can choose and successfully cosplay. So now, let's go to the PowerPoint presentation to find out some more information about the types of characters you can choose. I suck at winking.
There are 2 sources from which you can select a character: someone you have made up, or someone from the media. If you choose someone you make up, be sure to create an origin story. Think about your character's family history. Are they an only child? Did they have abusive parents? Do they come from a blended family? What hardships has your character overcome? A disability? Childhood bullying? A traumatic event? What talents does your character have? What about their personality? What are your character's powers and how did they develop them? Various abilities may require a specific type of costume. Where does your character live? Different climates can influence costumes as well. What time period is your character from? Is your character a villain, hero, or anti-hero? All of this can influence your character's costume and help you add details that will make your character stand out. If you are selecting someone from media, you can choose a character you admire, someone who is similar to you, or you can choose someone who would be fun to be, or someone with a cool costume, or someone who is just plain awesome. If you are selecting someone from the media, think about which version of them you want to be.
Ha! That was informative. So before you commit to a character, some additional things that you want to consider are: 1. That finger was early, but it's okay. Will you still like this character 6 months down the road or 3 weeks down the road when you actually have to wear the costume? And 2, you need to choose someone that you really, really like. Because when the costume pieces get hard, you are going to question your decision. Trust me. Because I questioned Revan, and when it came time to make the chest piece, I was like, I don't have a clue how to do that. And so I procrastinated for about 6 months or so. And then when I finally came back to it, I was like, do I really want to be Revan? I don't know. And then I eventually decided, yeah, I do want to be Revan, but I had procrastinated for 6 months on it. And so I had to kind of rush through the breastplate, and yeah, it kept falling off during Dragon Con. So yeah, just make sure you choose a character that you really, really like. And if you have difficulty with this step of selecting a character, just remember, choose someone who you will have fun being. Also, you can always do it again. So thanks for watching. Please remember to subscribe so you can get a notification when the next video comes out. And the next video will be all about research. Yay! Thanks for watching. I hope you learned something. Deuces! Deuces, deuces, deuces! That's not a deuce, that's a 3. Deuces!